Talofa Faithful, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Niner Faithful Radio Week in Review Show. It's me, it's the Captain. We are back again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday. We have finally made it to the end. We got the Seahawks this week, or as I like to call them, the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons. So that's who we're playing this weekend. We're going to go through it here in just a second. Obviously, we've got some alcohol to celebrate the fact that we have made it to the end of yet another week. Congratulations. You did it. So yeah, give me just a second. We're going to hit the actual intro to this stuff, and then we will get this right started because I don't think TJ actually uploaded the video. We'll see. I don't think he did.
Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
NinerFaithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brands.
Again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us over here at NinerFaithful Radio, our week in review show. And as you know, again, it's the end of the week, ladies and gentlemen. So because of that, see, got something here. Someone say something. We got Kenny in the house. Let me pull up my chat so I can actually see all of this. Kenny in the house. How's it, Kenny? We got Miss Veronica in the house. How's it? Thank you very much, Miss Veronica. And she's also saying hello to the captain. Y'all know this is a drinking show because you know what? We've made it to the end of the week. Proud of you guys. Time to relax a little bit. We got a little bit, we got a day and a half before our game. It's time to relax a little bit. So tonight's drink, I've got some spiked soda, Jones hard soda. Never tried this before. We'll see how this goes. And just so you guys know, yes, I'm about to drink this with a straw. And the reason why I'm drinking this with a straw tonight is because I have a cracked tooth over here. And it hurts like hell, especially with cold stuff. So if anybody else knows how it's like with a cracked tooth, filling or whatever, it hurts like hell with anything cold. So because of that, I'm just going to drink with a straw so it goes on to the other side. But anyways, to everybody out there, congratulations. We made it to the end of the week. Salud. That's good stuff. That is the orange and cream. So basically, your typical creamsicle soda. I've also got a grape one over here, a strawberry, and then a berry lemonade. And then this is not your typical seltzer because these are more like beer. These are actually 9.5% alcohol. So yeah, I mean, after about 5 or 6 of these, might start feeling a little bit, like, hey, how you doing, Kenny? Excuse me. I know there's not going to be a lot of people here tonight. I know that there is some scripted NFL boxing match on tonight. If I'm going to watch that shit, I'd rather just watch regular WWE versus watching, Tyson and Paul, whatever the hell is Jake, whichever one it is. I don't give a shit. They're both fucking piece of shit human beings. And look at this guy who came in and just left because that shit was dark as hell. I couldn't see him. But yeah, so I'm sure that there's not going to be as many people watching tonight just because I'm sure there's a lot of people actually watching that fake. You know what? I'm not even going to call it boxing. At this point, it's a spectacle. This shit is about as made up as anything you've ever watched for WWE. There's literally no difference between the two of them. Again, it's another reason why boxing is a joke. Boxing has been a joke since about the late 90s. So, I mean, it's more crap. Oh, well. I used to be a big fan of boxing, but no more because, like I said, it's all just that. And just so everybody knows, Jake Paul is not going to be Tommy Morrison. Sorry. I know everybody wants him to be like the Great White Hope, like Tommy Morrison in Rocky V. It's not happening, people. He's never fought anybody who's like under, even close to his age, in his age group. The best thing that can happen tonight in this fight is if he somehow hits Tyson and it knocks Tyson back to thinking it's like 1993 and Tyson destroys it. Because let's be honest, even at 58, Tyson should whip his ass. But anyways, enough with that bullshit. Then there's this guy. You here to stay this time? Nope, apparently not. Apparently TJ is having some technical difficulties over there. So whenever he can jump in, he can jump in. All right, are we back in?
I don't know yet, bro. My fucking laptop is fucking.
We got Miss Teresa in the house. How's it? Say that again, TJ. I only caught about half of that.
Y'all got me?
I got you.
Y'all got me?
It's a little laggy, but you know. Yep, we're good.
I have to do this on my laptop, you know, because I'm worse than Hitler, and you know, I got kicked out of the office. So.
Fair enough.
Oh my god. All right,
yeah,
I'm just gonna stop touching shit. And figure out the shit after the show's done.
I mean, it's a little dark and it's just a little bit laggy, so just remember that. But other than that, it's not too bad. Hey, I've seen you with worse. If that. So okay. So just because I said this earlier, and I know it's the big thing that's going on literally right now. What you drinking, real quick? Same as usual.
Yeah, Henny sour.
All right. Quick thoughts on this stupid Tyson Paul fight thing that's going on right now.
Mike Tyson's about to murder this nigga, bro. Like it's like, look, Jason, you and I are of the age range that, like, when you were in high school and you would make up stupid bets or whatever, you know, it was, would you take a punch from Mike Tyson for $1 million? You know, and like,
no, I would not.
Like, you know, there are some people that are just built different, like mentality wise, physically, you know, everything like that. I think what's happening is boxing isn't as big as it was when we were growing up in the 90s, you know? And I remember my sister's dad used to watch boxing all the time.
He needs money.
Yeah, I mean, but
I think he's
at
getting
the end
paid
of the
like
day,
$40 million to do this shit.
Look, I mean, I look at it this way. If Jake Paul beats him, like, congratulations, bro. You beat up a senior citizen. You know what I'm saying? But
and have you seen Tyson training for that? Okay, so so
getting 20.
He's getting Tyson. I mean, it's still $20 million.
I mean, cool. Look, we all know what should happen. This shit shouldn't even be a fight, bro. But Mike Tyson is a killing machine. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll eat your babies. Like, the man bit off Evander Holyfield's ear.
Oh,
like,
shit. Like I said, the best thing that can happen to this fight is Jake Paul hits him hard enough that all of a sudden Tyson thinks it's 1993 again and just fucking goes on a fucking, goes on a rampage. Sydney, Miss Veronica, thank you very much.
What I'm not worried about, bruh, is that something in Mike Tyson snaps.
That's what I'm saying.
And, like, I don't give a fuck if the nigga's 60-something years old. Like, something in Mike Tyson snapping, like, people's lives are in danger. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, that's the only thing that I could hope to happen for this bullshit. But anyway, that's enough of that bullshit. So we got the Seahawks this week, my man. Again, why is this way? Okay, let's do this. There
Rainy
we go.
City Bitch Pigeons.
Yep, the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons. Obviously TJ was here earlier this year. Got a chance to see Lumen Field and all that kind of stuff up close, and now they're going back to where you've seen them, I'm sure, quite a few times at this point. So right now we are on a 6-game, 3-year winning streak against these guys.
I saw every game at Levi's except 15. I think maybe at 15 and I think maybe 16 are the only ones that I haven't seen since they've been in Levi's. I saw 17, saw them in 8, I'm pretty sure I saw them in 18. Saw them in 19. Nobody saw them in 2020. And yeah, I made it down in
Yeah,
21.
yeah, nobody saw him
No,
then.
I didn't see him in 21 either. So yeah, I've seen majority of the games that they've been here at Levi's. I'm excited, bro. I'm super juiced.
Yes, let's get into this. Obviously, the first thing we need to talk about. Congratulations to the hyena, Diamador Lenore. Man, when was the last time we knew how to extend anybody without fighting and bitching and moaning for 6 months in the offseason? Just came out of left field. It was a Wednesday. I want to say it was Wednesday. No, it was a Tuesday.
Tuesday. It was like literally
Tuesday.
15
That's
minutes
right, because it was
before
right
the
before
show.
on the air. Yep, a couple minutes before the show. Just randomly, because the idea was he was going to play for himself this year and test free agency. I think they locked him in a closet and said, "No, motherfucker, you are not leaving until you fill out this check." So,
Pretty much.
congratulations to Diamador Lenore. I'm happy for him, happy for his family, and hopefully, this lasts them for generations.
And I'm happy for the Niners. I mean, let's not get it real. Like, yeah,
Well, yeah,
love
that
it.
too.
Love seeing a black man get paid, especially one from the hood. Take his family out about the hood. You feel me? And they're from
And
the
a guy
hood.
who the first time we saw him, we were like, "Damn, dude, calm the fuck down."
He's
Remember that video?
He's a different breed.
He's a feisty little man. He is feisty, but damn it, what do we say? If we can get him to just relax on that a little bit, because you can't teach aggression, but you can kind of teach someone how to tame it a little bit. And it's been tamed. Arguably, number one cornerback, even though Travarius Ward is the bigger name and all that kind of stuff. We could argue that till forever kind of thing, but obviously he's our number one going forward.
Yeah. I mean, you and I pretty much said at the beginning of this year, bro, that out of the two, you lock in Demo. With his versatility, with of course, knock on wood or whatever you want to knock on, but health. Let's not be real.
Yeah.
Charvarius's groin, hamstrings, and knees are kind of a little, little suspect. So
that's just age.
Fine, age, and it's the reason I'll go back to saying kind of a little bit of a cross sports reference for those people who don't know. I'm a Lakers fan, and I remember when it was the
What's
Kobe
up, John LaJoy?
What's up, John? How you doing, baby? I remember when the Kobe and Shaq beef was getting to the point where one of them was going to have to go. And even though I was a bigger Shaq, or I should say, I am a bigger Shaq fan. Shaq was more,
Kobe.
Shaq was more who I modeled my game off, being a fat kid. And let's be real. Anytime I played basketball, they just and the hoop was lower. Everybody just used me like Shaq. Like, give it to TJ inside, let him bang in, and nobody's big enough, to handle him, and he's just going to dunk on
TJ. I'd have hack a TJ.
Yeah, hack a TJ for real. Except I could make free throws if the hoop was lower. If the hoop was up, it was a little iffy. But if the hoop was lower, in high school I could make that shit all day. But that was the difference between me and Shaq Daddy. But I remember
and the 7 foot part.
Yeah, the 7 foot part. And the millionaire and the
Well, I meant just growing up. I'm sure his extra 2.5 feet on you probably helped a little bit.
Yeah, there's that whole part. But I remember it's when I learned one of the biggest lessons I've learned in sports, my sporting life, is you always choose the cheaper, younger player. Or maybe not necessarily cheaper, but younger player. So
at best he was chunky. I'm not even gonna call him chubby. He was chunky at times.
Yeah. So basically, long story short, look, in an ideal world, of course I would love Charvarius Ward back.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm of the Eric Davis mindset. Eric Davis used to say on Believe in 49ers, he always used to say, "Hey, I want all the good players on my team. We'll figure out playing time and all that shit later. Just put all the good players on my team." So I'm not in
If
the
we can
business
get
of
one more year Ward, Lenore, and then start slide in Renardo Green a little bit more and more, dude, right there, that would be the perfect way for me here. If we can get one more year out of Ward.
And you know what? I will say this, and I know I'm gonna get hate on this for him because of his special teams gaffes. Which, let's be real, the Super Bowl was more of a. I put this the fumble in the Super Bowl. I put that more on Ray McLeod. Like, come on, Ray, you know to dive on the ball, brother. You know what are you supposed to do if what are you supposed to do if a football mysteriously bounces off your foot, bro? That's or your leg. That's kind of some fluke shit. You know. I put that more on Ray. Like, bro, you gotta dive on that football, cuz. But don't sleep on Darrell Luter Jr. You know,
We
he had a
still
great,
definitely.
yeah, he had a good training camp, so I wouldn't sleep on Darrell Luter Jr.
The
But
problem is that he's so fucking terrible at special teams. He might not get a chance to show if he can do something playing cornerback because he's just so bad on special teams.
It's like one of those things that the only way he really gets on the field as corner this year, let's be real, if something happens to Renardo Green or Demo. And let's be real, neither one of us want anything to happen to Demo or Demo or Renardo Green. So it's one of those little, like, that's basically the only way he gets on the field this year.
Yeah.
But no, super happy for Diabador. I mean, I don't know if you could tell by my messages in the chat when you sent it to the chat. I was pretty fucking excited, bro.
Oh yeah,
I was pretty juiced when we signed Diabador.
Crazy excited, like I said,
because I was getting a little nervous.
He was playing.
I'm not gonna lie.
I thought
he was going
to be able to afford him.
Yep.
Really, he has another good month of football, and it's just like, can we afford this guy?
Yeah, exactly. Or I could see if he was in free agency, a bad football team willing just overpay
throw
him,
the bank at him and shit.
Let's just, for example, I'm not saying this team in particular, but let's just say the Patriots were like, you know what, we'll make you the number 2 paid corner in all the NFL.
Yeah,
you know, we're a bad football team, and because we're a bad football team, we have the salary cap to do it. And look, love Demo, but I wasn't going to make him the second highest paid corner in the NFL. You know,
and if you look at the contract, this contract is very team friendly, by the way.
But it's always a great move when, he wanted to be here. You know, he said in his interview, go ahead and listen to Jamie's press conference show tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and cut up some clips from Demo's press conference. But he said he wanted to be here. He's a West Coast guy. You know, has lived on the West Coast his whole life, went to college on the West Coast. I don't know if personally he grew up a Niner fan, but we all know the story about his older brother, being a Niner fan.
Yeah.
So what did I say when Debo demanded a trade? Hey, look, I love Debo, but if you don't want to be here, I'll fucking help you get to Mineta Airport my damn self. I don't want players who don't want to be here. You don't want to play for one of the crown jewel organizations in all of sports.
Yeah, not just football.
Then fuck it, bro. Get out of here. Yeah, all sports. You don't want to play for the crown jewel where we literally are showing up in fucking stadiums that are across the country and filling them up with 65% Niner fans. You don't want to play for a franchise like that, bro? Go get your money from the Patriots, bro. See how big Patriot Nation is. You know what I'm saying? After they go 5-12 for the next.
Not to mention it's freezing cold.
You know what I'm saying?
Who wants to be in New England when it's fucking 2 degrees outside?
And especially for a West Coast kid. You feel me? Especially for a LA kid where it's like 80 degrees every day, But yeah, super happy Demo is back.
All right, so let's look at some of these transactions. So on the 11th, we released running back Adrian Amos from the practice squad. And then we signed DB Nick McLeod to the practice squad, who I'm actually kind of intrigued with. Speaking of Darrell Luter and him being absolutely terrible on special teams, Nick McLeod is a special team specialist more than anything else. Excuse me. Also, Peter Lucas or Chase Lucas, I'm sorry, not Peter. Chase Lucas is hurt off of our practice squad, so he can also play that same role that he does. We signed running back Patrick Taylor back to the practice squad, obviously after being released with Christian McCaffrey coming back. But then we released running back Keyshawn Vaughn, who honestly I had forgotten he was even on the team. And then a couple of days ago,
me too. I
was like, oh shit! I forgot. Like I said, I forgot he was even here. We signed punter Pat O'Donnell to the active roster because if we switch over to the next one for our,
I was about to say we'll probably get to that.
Yeah, so we might as well just lead into this one. As you can see, Mitch Winowski is still having issues with his back. He's been having back issues ever since training camp. So he's obviously going to be out. The little bit that I was able to read up on O'Donnell, not a bad punter. But then again, like I said, if you're not top 3 kicker, punter type thing, easily replaceable.
I mean, how about this, Jason? How about we don't fucking punt the ball so the punter doesn't matter?
True. I mean,
there's a concept for you. I mean, look, we all know, like, we all know the special teams issues we're having. I'm more like punter. Yeah, I know, right? Punter, like, okay, fine, whatever. This is what happens when you draft a punter when he's 28. I believe that's how old Mitch was when he was drafted, you know, and everything like that. So I want to give sympathy to Mitch Wisnowski as somebody who, you know, sometimes my back don't feel the greatest when I wake up, you know, and everything like that. And shit, I'm younger than him. So trust me, I understand, you know, you get a little bit up there in age, you know, you're like, bro, I swear to God, sometimes it sounds like somebody poured milk in some Rice Krispies every time I stand up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
a back injury, that's one of those ones to where, because of where it's at and what it does, it's like you need that to heal 100% before you're actually good. You can't come back early from a back one because you're more likely just going to end up injuring it again, which that seems to be being the issue. Or, and it happens a lot of times, you're going to make it worse because you're trying to fight through it.
Yep.
So again, it's a back. He's been dealing with it. I don't remember how he hurt it or anything like that, but obviously this is something I don't know if I'm going to necessarily say shut him down for the season, but it's almost leaning that way if it's been this long and he still can't fight through it.
Well, apparently, according to Kyle, and I'll translate a little bit what he said. He heard it. It was, you know, just as bad as it is now in training camp. They rested him, shut him down, you know, during the preseason and everything like that. It got better. And then apparently just has been getting worse and worse and worse progressively through the season. Translated, his back's always been fucked up. It was just better. It was just more manageable earlier in the season. You know, like I'm sorry, he didn't hurt his back. It was perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden he re-hurt his back without Kyle confirming that he re-aggravated it or it's a new injury or something. Let's be real. He's been dealing with it, you know, and probably taking, you know, epidural or whatever procedures that they've been giving him before games and everything like that.
Probably.
And probably because of that, like you said, Jason, you know, probably because of the epidural and I'll play through it, coach. I'll play through it, coach. I'll play through it, coach. It's probably why we're in the situation that we are in right now. I'm not worried about punting. Like, okay, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm more worried about the holding. You know, because Mitch was a holder. So that's where my issues with when you got a kicker who's, let's say, at this point in time, coming off of is shaky at best, right? Let's be real. Nobody in the Empire feels comfortable. Jake Moody lines up for a game-winning field goal against the Seahawks on Sunday. There's not a person in the Empire that feels 1,000%.
Well, you would assume Pat O'Donnell also had those same duties before, so it shouldn't be anything new to him. Granted, he's got to work, you know, get the cohesion down. But I mean, it shouldn't be one of those things to where it's like he's never done it before. That would terrify me.
No, it's not like a situation. Honestly, let's be real. I don't know how you feel about it, Jason, but I don't understand why the fuck they just don't have juice to it. I don't
Because
understand. Like, at
he's
this
done it
point in
before.
time,
He's good at it. And if shit goes crazy, he can run the ball. He can pass the ball. He can catch it. Do whatever whatever kind of fire drill that happens with that. He covers all your bases. So yeah, just have used to it.
I mean, back in the day, you used to have your backup quarterback
Yep,
be
I remember those
the
days.
holder. I remember seeing Joe in some early 70s, late 70s, early 80s footage of Joe being back there holding field goal kicks and everything like that. And honestly, I don't understand why teams stop. Like, I mean, fine, you don't want to risk your backup quarterback, in case something
I think
happens to
just
your
too many
starter.
injuries.
But I get it. But at the end of the day, you're always at least have the threat that it could be a fake, right? Like, anyway.
All right, so let's talk about who's going to be out
on to the
this
next
week. We've always got Kevin Givens.
Yeah.
Travarius Ward, obviously, we still know he's dealing with the passing of his daughter and everything.
Personal issues.
He can come back whenever the hell he wants. If he doesn't want to come back, I completely understand. So, again, Mooney, if you're listening or you're watching this show randomly, man, just take your time. Don't even sweat it, man. We all of us completely understand it. And if anyone wants to give you shit, send them our way so I can kick their ass. But yeah, so obviously he's dealing with that. Mitch, we just talked about Mitch. Let's see, also going to be out. The one that I saw right before we got on, I was scrolling through Twitter from last second stuff, is that it looks like Trent Williams might not be playing Sunday.
Yeah, Kyle pretty much said, we're going to give him every possible waking second, to see if he can go. That makes me real nervous.
Very.
Because basically what it sounded like, the way Kyle talked, was it sounded like if he had gun to his head, if he had to rule a designation right now, he'd probably be out. They're just trying to hope and pray that they can work some magic, some voodoo healing magic or something like that on it, to get him better by Sunday. But Mr. Miyagi type shit. So honestly, I'd put his status as doubtful. I know they officially list him as questionable. Either Trent's just a savage, or he is a savage. Trent's a fucking beast, and says, "Look, bro, I'm walking out this fucking tunnel, and fuck these motherfuckers," Or, but also we remember when he had his high ankle sprain.
I remember the last time he tried to do that, right?
Yep, he came out and he admitted, yeah, it might have been best for Colton, because Colton was the swing tackle back then. He goes, it might have been better for Colton to come up, come back there and everything like that.
Are you ready for Spencer Burford?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
That's what we're looking at.
Let's go, John Feliciano, baby. You're going to play fucking tackle. Let's go.
Hey, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Why is it I have more faith in him coming off of everything just, first week back than I do with Spencer Burford?
You know what? I know this is crazy and everything like that, but you know what? Actually, even if Trent plays, you know what the effect, I think, even if Trent plays, he's not going to be 100%, but let's say he's well enough that you feel that, Trent Williams at 70, 80, 85% or whatever he is better than Spencer Burford or whoever else, Jalen Moore, whoever else at 100%. Yeah. What worries me is, let's be real, Killicorn has some of the best games of his career against the Seahawks. You know what this means, Jason? Killicorn is basically going to be essentially a tackle.
And you said Jalen Moore, and I completely forgot he was on this team.
Yeah,
seriously.
Probably
be I completely spaced that he was on this team. But that's even worse, in my opinion.
Feel blessed that we haven't had to study our backup tackles this year, bro. Let's
but I'm just saying that now that I remember he's actually the backup to Trent, that makes me even worse. I'm like, fuck.
Well, he's the backup to both, but he's been mostly left tackle just because we give Trent vet days and of such. But what worries me is the trickle down effect, because all of a sudden you have Kittle on less pass patterns, gives Brock one less weapon, and let's be real, Kittle Corn beast out against the Seahawks. You feel me? So that what doesn't worry me is necessarily, hey, is Trent out there compromised? I think that Trent Williams at 75% or more is better than Jalen Moore at 100%.
Shit, I'd take Trent
What
at like
worries me is
25%.
fuck.
Trent
Poor
with
Jalen
one
Moore.
leg is probably still better than him.
You know what? I don't doubt that, bro. I don't doubt that. Get him a little metal fucking
No,
paper
just
clip.
let Trent and his big ass just hop out there with one leg. He could clothesline some people. I could see him doing that.
You know, I bet you he's got good balance. I bet you he could stay up for a little bit. But yeah, what worries me is a trickle down effect.
Always.
Is that because you're gonna have Kittle have to be in there to block more. Now he's less available for pass patterns. And
Start counting more on CMC.
That's gonna cause some issues.
With that whole
Because you know what's gonna happen. If Kittle Corn's not out on the pass pattern, obviously you got Ricky, you got Debo. You know we're gonna see some Ronnie Bell in this game. You know it's coming, Jason. You know it's coming.
Okay, next slide, so we can not stop thinking about that bullshit.
Free Jacob Cowley.
Move to the next slide before that just makes me even more depressed than everything else. Obviously, the Seahawks.
Also, Nick Bosa question.
That's right, too. The Nick Bosa on that one. That was the last second one. Obviously, I spaced on this. We didn't get to do this last time.
Yeah, we didn't. We didn't.
Because usually, whenever I make these slides and everything, I just hold our division rivals over to the next one, and I just adjust things. I forgot we didn't do it last time because shit, you were here last time.
Yeah, and we didn't do a Friday
exactly.
show.
So it was all sort of. I was like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
It feels like it was so long ago.
I do the same thing with the pregame. When I have a copy made for the Yams, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals, and then I have a copy that I'll switch for whatever non-divisional teams for our pregame slides. So yeah, I do the same exact thing.
So obviously they've got first-year head coach Mike McDonald, who honestly I've got a lot of respect for him as a coach. He's kind of just worked his way up from being position coach in a small college, went to a bigger college, got brought on to the Ravens, got promoted for the Ravens, then went back down to Michigan to be their DC for a year, then came back to the Ravens as a DC, and now he's a head coach. I got respect for a man who's grinded his way up to being a head coach of one of 32 teams in the NFL. Congratulations. Nicely done on that.
Yeah.
But with both his OC and his DC, nothing spectacular about these guys. But to be fair, this is a rebuilding team, and you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, who were the Seahawks really going to attract as far as top tier offensive coordinators? This offseason. This is clearly. Let's be real. The defense is his baby. Yeah. I'm not going to go as far as to say that he's the defensive play caller. I don't know that. And I
Jared does call the calls.
Okay, he does call the calls. But I mean, he obviously has veto power and everything like that. This is
Excuse me.
Look, if they still had Russell Wilson and the Legion of Boom and everything like that, I'd have some. Actually, if they have the Legion of Boom, they might be a really scary football team with this head coach. This is for where they're at as a franchise. I think that this was the perfect hire. You got some inexperience, OC and DC that, let's be real, in a year or two when you get more talent and you're more of an attractive destination, you can get rid of.
Or they grow.
Or they grow and can I mean, look at Robert Saleh and D'Amico Ryans, Yep. But the worst we've seen from Brock was that Christmas last year, before obviously you can argue the Chiefs game this year, as far as Brock's, but before the Chiefs game this year, I think we could all pretty much agree, definitely top two worst performances Brock had on his career was that Ravens night.
For sure.
That Christmas Eve Ravens game. That was the DC.
That's the man who,
And
quote unquote, figured Brock
honestly,
out.
yeah. Now it helps Brock that he doesn't have Kyle Hamilton, who, for those who have been listening to the show a long time, know I was fucking
We both.
beyond pounding. I was jackhammering the table for fucking Kyle Hamilton.
He's been a fucking beast
I
with the
loved
Ravens.
me some Kyle Hamilton. Oh my god, that fucking. Anyway, I don't even want to fucking think about what we could have had with fucking Kyle Hamilton. So look, should we win this game? Yes, and everything like that. But they're definitely a team that if they get some talent, especially the defensive end, this might be a little. You can't tell me that John Schneider's still the GM,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you can't tell me that John Schneider did not watch that Christmas Day game and think about, hey, I need me a coach that can do
Probably
that
put
against
him
the
number one
quarterback that's
on the board for a lot of teams for head coaching. That one game.
Yep, especially in this
Oh, yeah,
division,
for sure.
Jason. Because let's be real, Brock shredded the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And so seeing that performance and everything, yeah, it does not surprise me that they hired him as head coach.
All right, so let's look at their offense, which is which is going to be either middle of the pack or bottom of the pack. This offense, to me, reminds me a lot of when we played Dallas. This offense is Geno drop back. Geno finds somebody, hopefully his line holds up. Geno finds somebody deep and just throw the ball deep, which is basically what Dak was, which is, now he's done for the season. Dak did with CeeDee Lamb with the
Dak's done
Yep.
for the season.
So Trey Lance incoming. So yeah, so that's how this offense works. What was that one? No, we can't.
Yeah.
Also, coming out of Seattle today, their starting center just up and retired. I don't know. It said personal reason, but who knows if there was an injury, change of, there could be 15 million reasons why. So hey, enjoy your retirement. But now, so they're starting center for Sunday. Like, again, this is Friday before the game. He just randomly decided to retire. Has started one game in his NFL career. So,
and we get Gross Matos back this week.
It's not looking good for them on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, because we all know we seen it live and direct week. When I went out there, I can't even think of what week that was. What week 6? Okay, so week 6 we seen it. Geno folds like a folding, like the desk my laptop's on.
He's origami.
Pressure, and the best pressure to get on a quarterback is right up the gut and in his face.
And with a new center and all that kind of
so
stuff.
I'm looking at Sammy O.
Some Evan Anderson, Kalia Davis.
Yep, I'm getting some Kalia and
Khalil
Davis, the Davis boys. I'm
some
looking
Davis
at
boys.
Davis boys.
Is that
I'm
what we're
looking
going to
at
name
some
them?
Sammy O.
The Davis boys.
The Davis boys, baby. The Davis boys. This is because, look, I know I'm gonna get hate for it, but I really don't. I'm not that impressed with Nick Bosa this year.
No, not at all.
Like, is Nick Bosa a great player? Yes. But for what we're paying him and the hype he comes with, he needs to be running of defensive player of the year every year. And he's not having a defensive player of the year season.
5.5 sacks.
That's it. And what have I told you? Last Sunday, and I understand he was injured, but last Sunday is the perfect example of what I've been trying to articulate all season, Jason. That 4th down play. Awesome. He got a pressure against fucking Baker Mayfield and everything like that. Didn't really fucking matter if he couldn't take him down, right?
Still softly correcting
That's the type of sack. That's the type of sack that if you're the highest defensive player in the NFL history when we paid you, not the highest D end, the highest non-quarterback in NFL history, I need you to get that fucking sack right there. Get him off the field
You
and win
fall
us a
down
ball
and
game.
yank the shit out of his arm. I don't care if your hand
You know,
slips,
I don't.
but at least you did something besides just guide him out of bounds. You weren't fucking walking him down the aisle to
I mean,
fucking
I'll
get married.
fucking. Oh, 14 pressures in week 6. Man, fucking beat off.
I don't
to that
mind
shit,
pressures
bruh.
I don't need if you're
fucking
getting
pressure.
sacks and doing more, producing other things, other ways, and blowing up plays. The pressures are great, but it's either a sack, a pressure, and the pressures aren't leading to something else. So
they're not leading to picks. They're not like the perfect example of the play I always think of when I think of the type of impact I want Nick Bosa to have if he's not racking up, double-digit sacks every year, is the play that he had in overtime against the Raiders in Vegas when Deshaun Gibson got the pick. Robbie Gould kicks the game-winning field goal. We walk out there. We all know that pick was forced by Nick Bosa and him basically bull rushing their left guard pretty much right into Aaron Connell's fucking lap. But that's the plays I'm not seeing this year, Jason. I'm not seeing the Nick Bosa whooped the tackle's ass, is bearing down on the quarterback. The quarterback throws a prayer because and the ball's picked off. And that all was caused by Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
So to me, I need the D tackles to eat this game. I mean, Nick Bosa is going to get his sacks. He's going to get his pressures. And I'm going to scream Bosa when he does it and everything like that. But he's not even going to be my player to watch this week. I'm focusing, sir. I'm looking right over Geno's, right at that center, and I'm watching that all game long.
I want to see Fred blitz like
the
a
Niners,
motherfucker in the middle.
Fucking A, or at least, what I've noticed about Devondre Campbell? And as I rewatched the game last week, he actually did not have a bad game.
He's fine when he's not in coverage.
So then what does that tell you, Jason? What do you do with him?
I want him blitzing.
What do you do with the
player?
Just go straight, right? That's all. We don't need him backing up. We don't need him cutting. What is Devondre Campbell best at? He runs stuff when he can go, when he recognizes it and hits his gap and goes forward, goes that way. That's all I need him to do on Sunday. That's all I need. Fine, you could switch him around, blitz him off the edge, blitz him off the middle, do whatever little fancy games you want, but I do not need Devondre Campbell in coverage this week. I want him essentially being a 5th defensive lineman.
Yeah. I've been screaming that for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, and you know what? We live by the sword and we die by the sword.
Yep.
Geno's going to make a couple plays and everything like that, but I'm not really that worried about it. I'm more worried about Devondre Campbell in coverage and what that's going to cause for the defense than I am on them catching us on a blitz.
Yeah, I agree. As far as their defense goes, they also released their starting middle linebacker this week. Just flat out released it.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah, just randomly.
Yeah, just by
Yep. I mean, I know they did trade for Ernest Jones and all that kind of stuff, but yet just complete 100%. Oh, by the way, we're just dropping you. But then again, when you look at their defense, they're not that good. Really not that good at all. So honestly, our offense should eat.
We have no excuses because we saw. Let's be real, Jason. Basically, if they don't get that kickoff return for a touchdown, we're blowing them out.
Yeah.
Right? Can we all agree to that?
For the most part.
Like, that game was going to be a rout. Which, let's be real, that's how it always is against the Seahawks. It looks like we're about to blow them out. Somehow, some play happens, and they get back in the ball game, and we got to clinch our buttholes until the basically final drive of the game. That's
kind
just,
of like last week.
Yeah, basically. Except it's like that every time we play them, basically. So, with CMC back and say what you want about, his performance. I thought it was fine.
Not bad for a guy who's missed the entire year.
Yeah, and I mean, especially what did you see beyond? Oh, his running wasn't that great and everything. I'm not worried about fucking CMC running, bro. Let's be real. Like, the man's a good running back. Like, I'm not worried about him being CMC. What I think got me most excited about having CMC back, and it kind of, 23 kind of changes the ball game there. Is, I remember, I want to say it was Ricky Pearsall's touchdown, right? Ricky was covered. CMC leaks out of the backfield, on his route. You immediately see the person that was guarding Ricky Pearsall step up to cover CMC. Brock hits Ricky Pearsall, and it's a house call. That's what excites me about having CMC back, is that he basically has a giant X on his back the whole ball game, but it allows Kittlecorn and fucking Debo and Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing and JP Mason.
It unlocks everything else, basically.
Yeah. You know what I want to see this week, Jason? Tell me if I'm crazy. Give me a little dual backfield with JP Mason and CMC.
I would love it.
Give me a little dual backfield. That's something I want to see. But yeah, anyway, their defense has good players, but they're not a good defense. Does that make sense? Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Leonard Williams, hey, bro, I've had to cuss him out a few times. And if I'm cussing you out and everything like that, that probably means you're a pretty good player. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted him. When the Giants said that he was available. I wanted us to go after him.
Yeah. How useful would he be right now?
Great linebacker.
He's starting, right? Leonard Williams? Like, he's starting on this defense.
Yeah, he would. Easily. But yeah, like I said, not too much this defense. Our offense should feast, but we'll see how it works. All right, so when it comes to fantasy football, obviously, if you've got any of the 49ers, you should probably put them in.
Yep.
As far as the Seahawks are concerned, I could see you starting Geno if you needed to be, because, again, Geno's going to fall back, and he's going to just throw deep. So I can't see that. Kenneth Walker's another one. Kenneth Walker's got that guy. He's going to go 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 50-yard touchdown. That's the kind of game that he has. Even though he's scoring the lowest on this point, the wide receiver that scares me the most, Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett has burned us for how many times over the years? You don't know
how many fucking hate Tyler Lockett, bro.
You could say what you want about DK being their big guy. I get it. That's he's going to do his thing. Jackson Smith and the Jigba.
Is he?
Production-wise, yes.
Jason.
Why no? Yeah. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba he's been starting to come into his own about the last month or so. But again, Tyler Lockett, man, like, I've had him on my dynasty team for years. Always puts up points against us.
Bro, I'll never forget. I don't remember what game, like, let's be real. We played this team probably over 50 times since they became in our division, bro. So, like, excuse me if I can't remember a distinct which game out of the fucking 50 million games we played them, over the last 20-something years. But I'll never forget. It was just 3rd and 10. There was like a drive that it was, I want to say it was in Seattle. And there was this drive. And literally, we would get them in like 3rd and 10. It was like 3 or 4 times we got them 3rd and 10. And boom, it was Tyler Lockett for 12 yards every time. Tyler Lockett for 12 yards. Tyler Lockett for 16. Tyler Lockett for 11. Tyler Lockett and it was just like, fucking A, bruh.
And you could, like I said, there was a span of like 4 or 5 years to where I swear he was just the kryptonite of this defense.
And what worries me about this game is they're gonna get yards. Now, can they score? Can they score? What worries me about this game is when you got Geno Smith, who can be a serviceable quarterback, and you got K9. Like, let's be real. If we can make them one-dimensional, they don't stand a fucking chance. We've seen it pretty much all of the 6 games. It's going to be impossible for them to do shit if they're one-dimensional. But if it's a close enough ball game that they can get K9, especially what we've seen against this defense when it comes to the 3rd and 4th quarter, teams have been able to run the ball on us. That's what worries me about this game. Can they stick around long enough to come the third and fourth quarter when the defense is getting wearing down a little bit?
Kind of like the
That
game in Seattle
basically,
here earlier.
yep, basically. That's
How's
the
it
only
going,
thing that
Carcast? Yes, we did talk about Connor Williams retiring a little bit earlier in the show. But thank you for showing up, brother.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. My bad, y'all. I've been slacking on the Mac and on the comments. I haven't really been seeing them much. But what's up, everybody? Glad y'all joining us.
Yeah, I remember that game. But again, Gino gets so flustered. Gino's about one of the easiest flustered cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah. This is why I said
All right.
we can get them one-dimensional, let the D-line pin their ears back and everything like that. This actually really might be a blowout. But if they can continue to run the ball, wear down the defense. We've seen it, Jason. That's basically where these quote-unquote fourth quarter collapses come from. Is defensive penalties and a team's ability to run the ball on us late in the third quarter / fourth quarter.
All right, so let's move on to the betting part of the show. Now, there's one bet on here I know everybody's probably going to look a little weird at. But let's work our way down here. 49ers 6.5. You taking the over or the under?
The Niners are going to cover.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
if we don't cover, we got some issues.
The over under 48 points.
I'm going to say under. I'm going to say slightly.
Yeah, I'm going under too.
I'm going to go slightly under because I don't see them scoring 24 points on us, bro.
All right. So this is the easy one. CMC anytime touchdown. You taking that
I'm gonna sell you some money to put down a fucking bet for that one on me.
All right. So last week, Purdy rushing 12.5 yards over and under. We've upped it this week, 16.5.
I'm still taking that.
Okay, I'm still taking that one.
Yeah.
All right. Now here's the one.
Unless you're talking about like 50, 75, 100. Once you start getting in that ball territory, because Brock is not a running quarterback. Brock is athletic.
He'll never be above like 25 to 30.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brock's not going to ever lead the team in rushing yards, or at least hope not. Lead the team in rushing yards or anything of that nature. But if you can give me 20, 25 yards or less, I'll take that every week.
Okay, so now hear me out here. Here's the one if you might get you. Ricky Pearsall plus 675, 75 yards receiving. So if you put down a $5 bet on this, it returns $38.75.
You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that just because of what I told you. See, this is why I kind of wish we did this show on Sunday because after the inactives, because tell me if Trent's out or
definitely.
not. Because if Trent's out, Kittle's essentially playing tackle.
So like all Kittle bits are out the window kind of thing.
I guarantee. Yeah, but I'm gonna take that Ricky Pearsall 75 yards, or basically 76 yards. I'm gonna take that just because I do think Kittle will have to be used like as a tackle. And I'm not super impressed with Debo this year. Where I don't see Debo having a 200-yard game and everything like that. I see it more of a spread the ball around. And I think this might be some Ricky time to shine. I really do. I think this might be the Ricky Pearsall show.
You hit those three, you put another $5 down on your parlay. That's $20. You're bringing home 160. That's the reason why I put that Ricky one in there. So I understand. I know the Ricky one's kind of a rut.
So what? So you got the over? You got us covering?
No, I didn't know. I took Brock over on 16.5 yards rushing.
On rushing.
Christian McCaffrey anytime.
CMC touchdown.
And then over on Ricky 75 yards receiving. That's just $20, and you can walk away with 160. I think it's worth it. I think that one with Ricky is worth it to go.
That's not a bad bet, yeah.
If you went 50 yards for Ricky, it was
I think you're gonna get
only like $78 or something like that. I'm like, if you go 75, you can double your winnings.
I feel. I mean, let's be real. CMC touchdown is pretty much guaranteed, considering what that last week was only the fourth game in his Niner career he hasn't scored a touchdown.
He's a little rusty coming back from the injury. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, and they clearly were keen on him. So the one that makes me a little nervous before, is the Ricky Pearsall one.
I think Brock at 16.5 is about where I'd stop betting on it for that one.
Yeah. You wouldn't take it at 20?
No, I wouldn't take 20. I don't even think I'd take 18. 20.
Damn. Yeah, 16s were where that 16.5, that's where I'm stopped. Like, that's probably about where I'm like, yeah, take it. When you get up to like 17, 18, 19, 20, that's when I'm starting to be a little.
Now you could have bet on Brock under 16.5, and the odds were a little bit less. Like, I think it was 120. Yeah, so it was 120 for over, 110 for under. And so Steve, 38 yards.
But I think he's
receiving. I'll take the over on that.
Who was
38 yards?
38 yards.
Receiving. I'm guessing receiving.
Oh yeah, I'm taking that. Like, come on, bro. Like that's disrespectful to Debo, bro. Like, I understand Debo's not having a superstar season and everything like that, but to think Debo Samuel can't have 38 yards receiving, like, come on.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. One that I keep forgetting to put in every week. This is the experts picks. Pretty much everybody's picking us, or I should say, obviously everybody's picking us, with pretty close games for the most part, which I don't necessarily agree with on the close games, because I think, like you said, without their center being there, and they might have put these together before all that, we can just rush these guys and blitz them right up the middle, make them one-dimensional, like you were talking about, and it just throws everything off for the Seahawks.
The only thing that makes me nervous, and the only reason I'm saying that these close games are coming from, are the fact that pretty much we, as I just talked about, these games are pretty much right when it seems to be right on the edge of a blowout is when they always mysteriously come up with some fucking play, or they missed a fumble that hit somebody's thumb, or like I remember when they got that bullshit holding call when Charvarius Ward or was it Charvarius Ward or Demo? They got that pick six, and then they called it back for that phantom fucking.
Or they don't call the guy touching the ball on the punt.
On the fucking I want to say that call back pick six. I want to say that was Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was either Thanksgiving or the year before. But I agree with you, Jason. The only thing that makes me nervous and where I could see it's a close game is special teams. Basically what happened last game. We're blowing them out. Our defense is shutting them fucking down. And then here comes a kickoff return for a touchdown.
I agree with Steve-O here with his score prediction. Should everything go according to plan? But like you had just said about the special teams, I can see where the special teams, where all of a sudden that's 25-28. Or something, you know what I mean? Where special teams gives them a short yard, a couple of short fields.
Steve-O picking the over. 37-18. Last year's offense and the second half of last year's defense, I believe that. But I just what did I say last time, Jason? Show me that this team could score 30 before I believe you consistently, before I think you're just going to drop 37 points.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking cool 30 burger, before I all of a sudden think you're going to score 37, What the fuck, Sir Mix-a-Lot is a Seahawks fan?
Dude, he's fucking Seattle, dude. He's all about Seattle.
I did not
Fox
know that.
is on Broadway. Dude, he's all Seattle, dude.
Oh, I didn't know there was a Broadway in Seattle. I thought he was talking about New York.
There's probably a Broadway in every fucking town in America, but
we don't have a Broadway.
I know exactly. I've been on this. But yeah, so obviously Sir Mix-a-Lot. Ariana Grande, I don't know if that's I see it everywhere. I don't know.
That's probably
we'll
some
see.
bandwagon shit, bro. Like,
It's kind of
fuck
what I
out
was
of here.
thinking too. But Jeffrey Dean Morgan, if you guys know who he was on The Walking Dead. I know him from Supernatural.
Okay.
Obviously, we got Chris Pratt, aka Star Lord, aka about a million other things that he's played in. And then everybody knows who the fuck. Yeah, I know,
Chris
right?
Pratt.
I'm not a big fan of his either. And then there's Will Ferrell from Saturday Night Live, who, by the way, I know he's been in a million movies. He's not funny unless he's on Saturday Night Live. Don't at me, but I don't think he's funny unless he's on Saturday Night Live. His movies suck. Talladega Nights suck.
He's
The Elf sucked. It's just not funny.
He's like, so my ex and I have been watching The Office, right?
Hmm.
And you have some people that swear it's fucking gospel, right? Like they swear greatest comedic show
It's
of all
good.
time and everything. Really? It has funny moments. It has good episodes.
It's not the greatest though.
But honestly, honestly, Steve Carell is really not that funny.
He's got moments. Like I said, I've seen a lot worse comedies than The
Yeah,
Office.
yeah, he's got moments. But like, am I going to see a movie? If you come to me and you say, "Hey T, we're gonna go see this new comedy," and I'm like, "Who's in it?" and you say Steve Carell, bruh, that's not gonna drive me to go see the movie.
Yeah, me neither. Same thing with Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell,
no.
I have to be in a certain type of mood because his comedy is a certain type of comedy.
I only like him on Saturday Night Live. I think his stuff on Saturday Night Live is hilarious. I think his movies are trash. Step Brother, trash. And I know I'm going to get hated for saying that.
Step Brother wasn't like people act like it's a fucking gospel of comedies, and it was funny, but it wasn't like the greatest comedy ever. I'll watch some Half Baked before I'll watch fucking Step Brothers.
Obviously, there's a lot more that we can do with Seattle. I didn't put on Bill Gates, Macklemore. Like I said, there's a billion people up here.
Bill Gates.
So there's a billion people we can put up there.
See, I did not know about Sir Mix. See, and this
How
is
do you
one
not
of the
know
reasons
Sir Mix
why
not from
I
Seattle,
like
bro? Come on, man.
I always thought he was from New York.
No, he's all
I
about
always thought
Seattle.
he was from New York.
He put Seattle. Him and Nirvana is what put Seattle on the map when it comes, or Seattle on the map when it came to like music and shit.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, Dave Grohl.
A Chicago fan or nah?
Yes.
Okay. I was just kind of
there was so many. Like, again,
just didn't put him.
There's so many because obviously with this how the Seattle scene is up here, there's so many people I could have put on this list, but I just kind of narrowed it down.
I did notice. It's basically really honestly, it reminds me of a lot of Frisco where like I really truly like there was that the Safeway we went to. They obviously had like Shecock
stuff everywhere.
Lottery fuck whatever. So but it reminds me of Frisco in the sense of like when you go to Frisco, you think there'd be Niner stuff on every single corner. It's actually kind of difficult to find Niner stuff in Frisco unless you go to the touristy areas. But Frisco is not one of those cities that you're going to walk in the liquor store and find a Niner hat. You pretty much got to go to a sports goods store. Seattle kind of reminds me of that, where I didn't see it wasn't like every single store had nothing but Shecock shit in it and everything like that, except Pike's Place and the
it's a melting pot. That's why Frisco's the same place. It's a melting pot of things.
Yeah, exactly. I looked at my girl and I said, "Bruh, it's a mix between Santa Cruz. It's a mix between Santa Cruz and Frisco."
When me and Mac were down there,
it's a mix between
me and him, when we were out doing our stuff, we were like, man, if we didn't know we were down in San Jose, I think I was back home. Like everything exactly the same.
One of the times that me and my ex went and went to go smoke when we were, I think it was when we went to go when we took that little smoke break between we went to the first building of the aquarium and the second building of the aquarium. And we were kind of off to the side, no, it was when we were taking pictures by the Ferris wheel and all that stuff, right? I looked at my girl and I said, "Babe, tell me that that's not Lombard Street. maybe not as windy, but basically. And I said, and tell me that ain't the fucking pier.
Yeah.
I was like, it's basically Frisco with more trees.
Yeah. At least in the times I had spent in Frisco and everything, it feels no different than when I'm in Seattle.
Yeah. It's a very, very, very similar city. I will say, out of the two road cities that I visited, as far as my functioning and my getting along with people and everything, obviously Denver would be a better city for me to live in. But as far as like comfortability, me feeling more like at home, and everything like that,
like you could come up here tomorrow,
it's
have a place, and you wouldn't notice a difference.
No, not really. It would feel very similar to being home. Versus Denver felt like a totally different world, bro. And everything like that. But all right. Well, another week down, brother.
Man, the season's going quick.
Not fast enough, bro. No, honestly, this is I said during the bye week, I said give me 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Right? Give me 3 in a row. This is number 2. I'm nervous in the sense that, like, if we lose this game, Jason, it's not going to be pretty.
No, it's going to be.
It's not going to be.
I'm not going to say we're done.
It's going to be.
But man, it's going to be ugly.
But because we are, in order to win the division, we already need basically the Cardinals to lose 2 division games.
Yeah, because even if they lose Sunday, we don't overtake them.
Yeah, well, they have the bye
week. Win, I should say.
Yeah, they have the bye week, because basically, if they tie us and everything like that, but those losses aren't in the division, even if we beat them week 18, they're just going to end up 5-1 and win the division anyway. So we're going to start needing some help. So that's what has me nervous, because you and I discussed, okay, obviously you don't care if we lose to the Bills or the Dolphins as much. But it's like, yeah, but if the Cardinals lose, that could be our only chance to overtake.
Yeah, we
you know what I'm saying?
Capitalize on those
and everything like that. So it's very hairy. But also I was talking to my girl, and I was telling her, I said, what it was, I think it was 9 or no, it was 12. I think it was 12 games. Like, winning all the rest of the 9 regular season games that we have left plus 4. Yeah, it was 13. So is this team about to go on a 13-game winning streak all the way to the Super Bowl?
I'd love to be along
Probably
for that
not.
ride.
Yeah, that would be let's be real. This would be the most incredible Niner season of my life. Yeah. If you go from, like, is this team even a playoff team,
winning a Super Bowl,
to like winning 13 games in a row and the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's probably one of the most incredible seasons in Niner history.
Almost NFL's history.
So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, almost NFL history. The only team that I would give more to is the Giants. I want to say the worst, quote unquote, worst team was the one that I think it was the one that beat the undefeated Patriots. I want to say that's like, because they battled back, because they were not in the playoff picture all year, and then they went on an incredible run, got snuck into the playoffs, and then that's like sneaking into the playoffs and beating the undefeated Patriots, bro. That's a pretty
not bad.
Historic NFL season. Like, that's not bad. So let's go do it. Win the division. I would look. They're not mathematically out of it, but I don't want to live in a world where we're basically up 3 games on the Seahawks. We win Sunday, basically up 3 games to the Seahawks, and still blow the division to them. They passed us in the division standings. I don't want to live through that, Jason. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to live where we basically blew a 3-game lead to the Seahawks. I don't want to live through that season. So get this dub, and honestly, it'll set up. Look, it's kind of intense in my house. you know, and everything. We win on Sunday and get tied with the Whackers and everything. The only place that I wouldn't envy more than here would be your house next week, brother.
This house next week is going to
going
be
into that
this
game.
house next week is going to be a hell.
Especially we win and they lose and we're tied, you know, and it's winner gets the tiebreaker and all that. Yeah, it might be a little tense in the messy
It's
house.
always a little rough. Like you know, the divorce will be finalized like Friday by like 5 p.m. or the Sunday by 5 p.m.
Saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. And I tell you, every time we talk about this is why I don't date out my football team, brother.
But
it's
also fun.
I'm the type of nigga that
there's
really
also fun with it, though.
Look, I'll put it to you this way: probably the most fun bet. We'll just say that to keep it PG. The most fun bet I had is one chick that I dated was a Raider fan, and yeah, your boy got a real nice Sunday.
Yeah, like
Sunday,
I get it because that's how it is in this house.
Yeah, so it was a fun little bet and everything. I'll admit that's the only thing I missed is it's fun as fuck when you win, you know, and you gotta watch them put on a Niner jersey or you know,
I'm not gonna lie,
toppy or something like that.
Losing can be fun in those situations. But anyways, before this turns into an X-rated show.
Yeah, right. We'll cut it right here. I got some shit I gotta do anyway. All right, brother. We'll I'll catch you Tuesday, but we'll see you Sunday.
Have a good one, brother.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at NinerFaithful Radio for our weekend review show. It's been fun as usual. I've had a little bit more drink than I think I used to because obviously I've been just slurping these things down. Drinking with a straw just makes everything just go down so much faster. I'm not used to it because of this tooth. It really hurts. But anyways, everybody, so Jamie will be back tomorrow. She'll be going over the pressers, both pressers for the week, plus probably some stuff that from Demo and his presser with his signing and everything. And then on Sunday, TG will be live with the pregame. I'll be on with the halftime show. Jamie with the postgame show. And then, of course, on Monday, I'll be doing my reaction show. And again, everybody, thank you for showing up. Fafi Tai Te Lava. One love, chat.